for Greeny Sports Cards Live, your show here that we do every Tuesday night, Greeny. Good to see you out there in parts unknown, but also known.
Good to be seen, as always. Better to be seen than unseen. So I appreciate you having me back this week.
We didn't have much choice. We pushed the button. There you are. Your name's on the show. Big Play's name is on the door, and yet here we are another week in studio, and they have not repoed the keys from us yet. We continue to do that each and every week, as we do here from the Big Play Collectibles studios, part of the Big Play Sports Network, and it is our pleasure to be with you this evening. Thank you for joining us. We also have Pat, the producer, on the board this evening, sitting in for Haley, and we appreciate Pat helping us out this evening. So, Greeny, lots to get to. We're going to talk to Joe for his perspective on the hobby. You've got a couple of big shows coming up. What's on your mind before we jump into hobby hits?
Man, there's so much. I mean, obviously the card shows and everything that's coming up, but I know Topps Football flagship just came out. Usually a really hot product right now. Probably not a quarterback on the Cleveland team that's very hot right now. No, it's really cool to see. I saw some real cool Fernando Mendoza cards that got hit. We'll talk to Joe about that. But man, you get to this part of the year and you have football season just about to start. You have basketball around the corner. We're coming up to playoff time in baseball, so cards are hot, man. And then hockey season is going to be coming up soon. So, man, this is a great time to be in cards, and I mean, I look forward to everything that's coming towards it.
Yeah, and not only cards, but autographs and memorabilia these days. We mentioned last week, broke the news for the partnership with Primetime Sports, who will be bringing a number of guests to the Great Northern Card Show series, but in particular coming up here on your next show, September 4th and 5th. You've got a number of stars that we announced last week, and that includes a trio of Dodgers. You've got Ron Say, Steve Garvey, and who am I missing there? Kirk Gibson.
Kirk Gibson.
And then they'll be out there on Friday. And then on Saturday, we've got a number of Browns coming as well, including Spencer Fano for his first autograph appearance, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Braylon Edwards, probably more notable for being from that school up north, but he will be there. And yeah. We'll,
listen, speaking of prime time, tonight they are live on eBay with Sophie Cunningham. So if you're a Sophie Cunningham fan, head over to their eBay live later tonight and pick up some of their autographs.
Sorry, Greeny. We are live. We're just working on a couple kinks here with Pat. So
it's fine.
Why don't we get into hobby news? We talked about Great Northern, and we'll give you the hobby hits for the week of 8/24. Here's what's going on that's taken place over the last week. Heritage Auctions set an all-time record at 62.96 million. In their Heritage Summer Platinum Night auction. It became the largest sports auction ever held. Record breakers include a T206 Wagner, a 1952 Mantle PSA 8, and the Maradona Hand of God ball. This is now the benchmark for high-end sports auctions. Topps reveals a 101 Sadaharu Oh and Shohei Ohtani dual auto. Topps officially unveiled the Team Samurai Japan Chrome checklist featuring a 101 dual autograph of the two Japanese icons, Sadaharu Oh and Shohei Ohtani. This instantly becomes one of the most culturally significant baseball cards of 2026. Beckett has announced a new AI-assisted verification tool. Beckett introduced the AI-powered slab verification feature, allowing collectors to confirm authenticity via serial number and image match. This is Beckett's most significant tech upgrade since its slab redesign. Panini announces a 20th anniversary Prism retrospective insert. Panini confirmed the multi-sport Prism anniversary program featuring redesigned 2012 style chromium cards and select athlete autos. Prism's brand equity is massive. Anniversary inserts historically perform extremely well. Upper Deck has announced NHL moment-based digital collectibles. Upper Deck and the NHL unveiled a digital collectible line tied to real-time game highlights. This is the NHL's first major digital collectible push since the NFT era, but without blockchain baggage. And finally, Concanoopel NBA debut patch, his 101 redemption, has been pulled. Backyard Breaks hit the Concanoopel 101 debut patch auto from the 2025-26 Topps Update Basketball. The 3 top rookie debut patch redemptions, that's Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, and Concanoopel, are now all accounted for. So there you have it, Greeny. Coming up, we will check in with our resident hobby insider, Joe Wysmierski, for additional news and notes. Any thoughts before we jump into it with Joe on the news of the week?
Man, just some of those numbers that you read are pretty outstanding. And especially, man, with Heritage and some of the items that they had up. I actually saw some previews, come through social media of things that were in their auction recently. Man, that Diego Maradona ball, really cool to have that up for auction, right? I mean, some of these game used items are bringing numbers that cards are astronomical, but game used stuff is really hot right now. So to see something like that, very historic soccer ball, that was really cool.
Terrific stuff. Let's go ahead and welcome in our resident hobby insider. Joining us now is the hobby's unofficial mayor, a guy who can walk into a card show and accidentally start a meet and greet line. A man who reads a checklist like literature. He's the desert-dwelling Sultan of Slabs, the commissioner of chaos, our resident hobby insider, headband Joe Wysmierski.
Thanks for having me. Glad
Joseph, I'm at 94 degrees in the front of your store.
Yeah.
Is that because of the cards are hot, or what's happening in Phoenix?
Yeah. I mean, that's where we keep the Pokemon, so it's nonstop. It's also a great way to keep the customers moving. They're picking through stuff while they marinate in the heat. I'd like to say it's unseasonable, but it's not. We're definitely seasonably hot here, so it's been wonderful. I mean, we were able to get it fixed, but we're doing okay.
Speaking of hot, Kettle Marte, is he hot? What's going on with him?
Well, I mean, if we're talking
He's hot
about
at the
him
craps
playing at the
table.
roulette game,
Yeah.
he might be picking some great numbers at roulette. We hope everything's good with him. Obviously, we would love for him to come back and play. He is definitely an impactful player when he's there. But
Right.
I don't know. The last 10 days for both my Diamondbacks and Tigers have just been rough.
Yeah. Well, at least you have the Cardinals to fall back on, so everything should be all right come football season.
Yep.
But listen, so the Concanoopel was hit, Dylan Harper was hit, and the Cooper Flag. What's left for Topps Chrome Update Basketball?
I mean, all the
Just the
other
refractors.
cases,
I mean, they're still right.
more
But
minion cards, alter egos. Yeah, those are the huge chases, but the product definitely, it still delivers with the other inserts and other chases that are available, and still having the availability to get LeBron autos, Curry autos. Those are all big chases that are definitely in the product too.
Topps football came out. I saw some big Fernando Mendoza cards hit. I've seen some of those cards actually look really nice. What have you seen out of Topps football so far?
They're gorgeous. I just keep seeing more and more case hits though. Things that are titled case hits it's crazy. Everything from the strutting, which is the peacock, to the billboard. I haven't seen quite as many billboard cards, but those look super sharp. It's a product that delivers. And again, the reason why this is so popular also is the fact that the season hasn't started yet and people have the ability to collect and they have the ability to prospect as much as you can on your team's new rookies that are coming in and to have a product in your hands prior to the opening day. That's huge. And Topps did a great job making sure that for the most part people were in the correct jerseys. Some of the later trades like the Myles Garrett, he's still in the Browns uniform, but seeing like Romeo Dobbs in a Patriots uniform, DJ Moore in a Buffalo Bills, Those things were, it was kind of a nice subtle surprise that they were able to make that happen.
Good for Tops. I really like some of the things that they're putting out. The billboard cards, those are cool. Some of the different unique items, the case hit thing. I don't know if we'll ever really know if anything's truly a case hit anymore with the amount that we see everywhere. So, I mean, you can call that what you want, but man, the way that these are coming out, I like exactly what you said. People are able to get players in their new uniforms way quicker than ever before.
Yeah, it's nice, and then you have a professional product where you don't have these rookies in a college uniform. Like they're keeping that separate. So in the past, when Panini did have the license, typically score football, you would see you'd see a lot of college uniforms for these rookie autographs, and you know they're past that stage, right? And so people, when they want to collect, they want to have them in that next reiteration of who that player is going to be, which is now a professional athlete. So um, that's pretty interesting. I look forward to seeing how some of these guys that may have been drafted or gone onto the league as free agents and then don't make the team and go back to college, what that looks like as a second card, right?
uh,
Because it's not really your second year if you never establish your first year. So
sure, yeah. We're heading down the home stretch in baseball. People are looking for the cards that for the buyback program, right? The MVP. Or do they do anything with Cy Young? I don't remember, but
they don't. It's just
just
the
the
MVP.
MVP.
And right now, people are really leaning towards Jordan Alvarez in the American League, and then Pete Crow Armstrong and Otani in the National League.
Yeah,
So
those are the three, right? Is there any outside chance of anybody else moving into that?
no, not that I see,
No. Yeah.
and not that Vegas is letting anyone know either, based off the odds that they've put out. Um, No, it's so funny too, Steve. An article came out I just saw today on ESPN, and it was talking about the reemergence of sports cards, right? And they were talking about how Shohei Otani is the linchpin of all of this and his collectability, and there's over $1 billion in invested cards that collectors have, and so they talk about if anything were to ever happen to Otani, that it would be a financial crisis for the collectors, and it was a super interesting article. I don't. I agree that there's a lot of money in there, and he's definitely hot right now. But you can say it's pretty spread out too for, you know, I would say Jordan, I would say Kobe, LeBron, even Mantle stuff and Griffey stuff. Um, I don't know if I could completely agree or disagree with the article, but it was interesting to open up my ESPN app and not see a highlight or an update about somebody's score or someone being injured. It was about the hobby and what's going on with collecting and why that's being looked at as such a boom right now.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that's definitely interesting. Speaking of boom stuff too, we've talked the last couple shows about the '90s stuff, right? And recently, more so the I don't know the right word to use to categorize, but like the cool looking cards, the thunderclap with the lightning, or this Jordan electrified with lightning, and then we're going back to the old Fleer Metal Marvel superheroes cards with the Griffies and the Jerry Rices. Are people coming into the shop specifically looking for those types of cards?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's that old saying, like the moment that your parents hear about it, it's you're already too late. Um,
Mm.
like if you were looking to take advantage of that, I mean, eh, you can't find them anywhere too, and people know what they have nowadays because it is readily available. You're not waiting for that Beckett to come out every month. Um, so I mean, if you are to make a play on cards like that, you are going to pay up, right? So it's pretty interesting.
Well, and I'm not necessarily talking about somebody coming in there trying to get something for nothing, but like are people like collecting these cards? What why are the prices getting to where they are on
Yeah,
these
I would say
specific
people are.
cards?
I would say
Yeah.
people are collecting the cards, but people also see that there is like an actual value attached to it and that they have the ability to make money. Like you have a card, right? It just came in a complete set. It was the Fanimation cards, but this one has Jordan and Bird on it, and it's just a unique. It's nothing special. It's a paper card. It was in a complete set, but people
Yeah.
like that it portrays Jordan and Bird as superheroes, um,
That
and it
card
looks
got
good.
hot once before during the COVID, the last dance and things like that. But yes, some of these cards, and then everybody's trying to find out what's next, right? I'm reading these posts on social media, Facebook, or wherever, Twitter, and what card could be next or who can be next. It's so, and then on top of that, the influencers that are talking about them, is that something where are they pushing these? Are they being pumped? What's to believe on that?
Yeah, I mean, all right, Steve. If people aren't commenting now, comment. People need to be a little bit tougher with how they
Sure,
handle things in life, and they can't sit there and complain about these people that are influencers and they're pushing this and that. Like, be bold, be strong in your own convictions. If you like something, buy it. If you think it's a good investment, do it. Your value should not lie in what someone else perceives it as. Like
I like
100%.
that.
Like be strong and convicted in how you feel. There is entertainment. It's entertainment, Steve. All it is it's bringing more popularity, more eyes. But these people are putting on a show to a certain extent, right? I've had the ability to make deals with some very big time influencers, and when it comes down to it, they're no different than you or I. They're trying to make a living off of flipping cards and getting an increased profit. The thing that they have the advantage of is they have so many people that follow them that they could put the card at X price and get it just based off of their namesake alone. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of that's been earned, and that's awesome, and that gives great eyeballs to our industry and what we do. But if you like something, buy it. If you think it's a good investment, try it, right? But don't put your own personal value or how you do your type of business. Um, don't seek approval in others for that. Do it because you like it, right? Um, had we had known, we probably, and this is not in poor taste, but we probably would have invested in Dolly Parton stuff, right? Had we had known, obviously, but we didn't know. And you can
No,
see stuff right now. People are out there and they definitely they take advantage of the situation. Um, but there's also people that are out there on the other side of it and they see super cheap stuff and they'll buy it and they'll flip it right away. It's the way our business is, and it doesn't mean that those people are bad people at all. Um, it's just the way the business works.
so turning to a different subject, we just talked about tops football. We talked about tops basketball. What products are we looking forward to coming up next?
Well, someone who currently works 9 to 5, another reference to Dolly. You're welcome. I would say,
What a
we're
way to
looking
make a
forward.
living.
Thank you. Um, we're looking forward to Bowman Chrome, right? Every year, Bowman Chrome's a great product that comes out. Um, it's also a product that can get pricey real quick. Uh, but you have the ability to get some first Bowmans of some guys that didn't come out in Bowman paper. Um, so that'll be interesting. I definitely will have to dig into the weeds a little bit more and see who we're going to be chasing at after in that product. But it also brings a wide array of case hits and then also some prospect autos that may be interesting to start paying attention to. And here's a little sneak peek for everyone. At the end of the day, if you really want to see a team that does great with prospects, look at the Dodgers prospect list. They seem to year after year after year have such a great farm system and a scouting team that you really can't go wrong with some of the cards that come out of that Dodgers organization.
Are we expecting any more Bowman Chrome NIL college football cards? Are they even doing that this year? I don't know.
I gotta believe it's something like that's going to be happening and coming. I mean, college football is just too huge of an
Too
industry, and
huge.
especially with the expansion of the college football playoff and seeing how well that has gone over. Absolutely. Um, but you might be seeing more of that to lean towards a Tops Now product too, something that they can really capitalize on. A player having a great, Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, and then being able to go right to the market with that. That's been one of the great things about Tops Now is people have the ability to capture those moments and hold on to those in essentially real time.
I look forward to that Julian Sand to Jeremiah Smith record-breaking touchdown Tops Now card, whenever that may be this year.
I would really enjoy it to happen in week 2 against Texas. That would
Sure.
be fantastic. But I forget how many were out right now. Um, how many are they away from the record?
I don't know the exact. I'm not sure, but it's coming.
It
Yeah.
would rely on them absolutely destroying Ball State. Taking the fellows from Muncie, Indiana, and putting the belt to the backside there. So to set them up for that, I mean, that's going to be a fantastic game too. Steve, if you've looked at the Buckeyes schedule too,
Yeah,
if
they
they
got
can play
Oregon.
through that,
They
there's going
got
to be quite a
Indiana.
few guys that do really well, especially in the hobby. I know another product that came out at the beginning of August, towards the end of July, beginning of August, was Leaf Trinity football, and our friend Jerry, he ripped through some Bo Jackson autos. Those were great in that product, but great patches. That's another thing. I mean, Leaf is continuing to do their thing uh, on the non-licensed
They
front.
do. If you saw Josh Pankow's video about Leaf Trinity and all the different patches that they have, they do a good job with those. They really do. Leaf does a really nice job with patch cards.
And it's affordable too. So it's not. I mean, just the hobby box alone comes with 7 autos in the box, and I believe it's hovering
Hmm.
right around $200 a box. I mean, to get a box with 7 autos for $200, that's pretty cool.
Joe, fantastic stuff. We appreciate it. I wish you all the air conditioner in the world when you get home tonight. But before you get home, we know you're at 59th and Thunderbird, but where else can we find you?
We're at PHX Sports Cards on Instagram. Come and check us out. The air conditioning is fixed now. If you do come across any R22, that's like gold. That's what you use to fill the air conditioners for anyone out there who needs to know.
Hey, Joe, I
Fantastic
wanted
stuff.
to thank you for being an island in our stream.
Thank you.
That is what you
Right
are.
up the valley. RIP.
Great stuff, Joe. We appreciate it. See you
Thank you.
soon. Yeah.
Our thanks to resident hobby insider Joe Wysmierski. He joins us every Tuesday for the latest hobby news and insight from the shop. And coming up here in a little bit, speaking of the shop, one of America's finest card shops, we'll have Jon and Lisa Schafer joining us to talk about the baseball card connection. So we're looking forward to that. Greeny, Joe mentioned Ohio State, Texas. Coincidentally, behind my shoulder here is an iconic picture from an Ohio State, Texas game. Of course, that is the Jack Sawyer scoop and score alongside the Jim Brown iconic autograph, Hall of Famer Jim Brown and legend from Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns. These two gorgeous pieces were provided to us by Hall of Framers, Northeast Ohio's premier custom framing studio. They specialize in museum quality shorts, sports displays, shadow boxes, jerseys, memorabilia, and one-of-a-kind pieces that make your collection look its absolute best. Andrew and Sienna do a tremendous job over there. Every frame is handcrafted, every detail is intentional, and their team delivers the kind of work you only get from true professionals. If you want your collectibles framed the right way, visit Hall of Framers at hofcle.com or stop by their terrific shop in downtown Berea, which is just up the road from Cleveland Browns headquarters. Greeny, it is almost that time here. I believe one of your favorite parts of the week, and that, of course, you take us around the country for the hottest card shows, some of the biggest card shows, and also some of the I don't want to say smaller, but more efficient and quieter shows that deserve a little bit of a spotlight. So it is time for Card Show Live.
Thanks, Jeremy. Welcome on into this edition of Card Show Live, where we are going to go around the country and preview some shows that we think worthy of you hitting this weekend. And we're going to start right here in our hometown with the Medina County Collectors Fair. That is Friday, Saturday, August 28th and 29th. 200 tables of TCG, sports, 3D printing, comic books, vinyl, and the likes. We've been doing this show for a couple years now, and it is a terrific mix of different things. So we call this the show where sports and pop culture collide, and that is this Friday and Saturday, August 28th and 29th in Medina, Ohio. From there, we're going to go to Wildwood, New Jersey for 200 tables. Rob Goldberg has the Wildwoods Convention Center in New Jersey, the 28th, 29th, and 30th. I believe I've actually been in this building before for our card show. And if you have a chance to get out there in Wildwood, New Jersey, check out that show, August 28th, 29th, and 30th. Then, if you want to head down to Charleston, South Carolina, the Citadel Mall Show, 175 tables. Matt from the Collectors Corner has been running this show for years. He has a shop inside that mall as well as another shop in town. But that is Saturday, the 29th, 175 tables, the Citadel Mall Show in Charleston, South Carolina. Then we have our small show of the week, 40 tables on Sunday, August 30th, Martinsville American Legion Show. That is in Martinsville, Indiana, which they've been running this show for a while. 40 tables, a nice little quaint show on a Sunday afternoon. Check that out, Sunday, August the 30th. And then another show that I wanted to go over is the Cards in the Bay. That show is in Erie, Pennsylvania. Turn 2 Sports is running their first show ever at the Erie Bayfront Convention Center, Friday and Saturday. I spoke with Tony today earlier from Turn 2 Sports Cards and gave me a little bit of information that they're doing at this show. They have a great mix of really first-time vendors in this area, as well as some veteran vendors. And that's something that Tony said that they wanted to bring to this show, is have something for everybody, for the first-time collectors, the first-time vendors, as well as the veterans. People have been doing this and traveling around the country. So kudos to them. They're going to be open Friday from 3 p.m. till 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. That is Cards in the Bay. That is in Erie, Pennsylvania, right at their Bayfront Convention Center. So check that out if you're in that area. If you're not in any of those areas, check out a show near you. You can find listings online. You can check out card shops in your area. And they always like when you come in there. But either way, find the cards that you like this week and enjoy them, because we know that this hobby is really hot right now, and make sure that you check out whatever you can, whether it's a show or a card shop. So we appreciate your support at all the local card shows. And with that, that is Card Show Live.
Terrific stuff as usual, Greeny. Really looking forward to the Medina County Collectors Fair this weekend. That is a show that continues to grow. As you told me before the show, there's not an inch of space in the 2 halls there left. And we've talked before, wasn't that long ago that a 100-table show somewhere in the country was considered a large event. And here is a 200-plus table show in Medina, Ohio at the fairgrounds there. And it's just another Friday, Saturday in your world.
Yeah, but not only is it just another Friday, Saturday, it's another time to showcase the hobby and bring people together. So we enjoy doing that. We'll have several thousand people over the weekend, a couple hundred tables, and a couple food trucks there, an ice cream truck, and Sigmund with his coffee cart. So we look forward to the Medina County Collectors Fair this weekend.
I also heard more than a rumor, Greeny, you will be back at the Medina County Fairgrounds on Halloween, October 31st, for a one-day show in that building, which would be very cool, especially with all the kids and cosplay coming out with people in their costumes.
Yeah, that again will be another fun time, something different, and may have an autograph or two there. So stay tuned to that Halloween edition.
Can I take a stab at who that might be on Halloween?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Head to greenieshows.com for all the shows. There are over 40 shows on the collectible calendar from one of the Midwest's largest independent producer of collectible events. That's Greenie Sports Cards, of course. Head to greenieshows.com for all the information. Greenie, really looking forward to talking to our next guests, who are Jon and Lisa Schafer, the powerhouse duo behind Baseball Card Connection, one of the most respected and longest-running card shops in America since 1992. They've served Central Illinois and collectors around the world, building a reputation that has earned them a spot as a Final Four finalist for America's Best Card Shop. Over more than 3 decades, Jon and Lisa have grown Baseball Card Connection into a true hobby landmark, now home to over 15 million cards and a 6,000 square foot showroom in the heart of downtown Effingham, Illinois. Please welcome Jon and Lisa Schafer to Greenie Sports Cards Live.
Good evening.
Hey,
we're happy to be here. Great. Thanks for inviting us.
15 million cards. Do you know where they all are?
We do. We can pull one in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Greenie, they're not America's best card shop for nothing.
That's right. But we've had a lot of help with that. We've worked on that for, 3 decades now to get the cards organized, and we continue to do so. And we're pretty proud that when customers come in and they pull rabbits out of the hat, like they want a particular card that from a player you've never heard of, and when we go in the back and pull it in 30 seconds, it's the facial expression they come up with. And they say, I've been looking for this guy for 10 years and guess I should have started my search here first, right?
Yeah. So take us back to 1983 when you said you set up at your first card show ever, probably with your lifelong collection of cards, and you decided to put them out for sale. Tell us how you got to that. What was the driving force about setting up at a card show? What was it about the hobby that drew you to that?
I don't know. I just loved cards. And honestly, I just set up at the show with the full intention of just selling some cards that I didn't like or didn't want, just so I could buy more cards. That was the whole goal. I honestly had no idea in hell what I was doing. I mean, we all kind of went by the Beckett back then, priced our cards and just kind of followed the prices in the Beckett magazine. And, I tried to cut my prices down a little bit because I wanted to sell everything that I brought. So, I would think before the show even started, a little portion of my inventory was gobbled up by more experienced dealers. So I was just ready to move product out so I could get more money to turn around and go buy more packs of cards.
Jon and Lisa, you run this business, Baseball Card Connection, together as a couple. That is not an easy endeavor for anybody, I imagine, to be in business together, to live together, to live this life entirely. How do your strengths complement each other in the business? And
I think that Lisa kind of keeps me calm, which is not easy to do sometimes. It started as my passion, and I think she's just kind of came on board with me I think I was 2 years by myself running the store. It was a one-man operation. I learned to go to the bathroom really fast, and I could make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in record speed. So after a few years, the store started getting busier. Most of the weekends I spent at card shows because that's where all the money was. I was trying to build a little store in this community, and, business was, slow. It was just, people popping in here and there. And the store actually started to get pretty busy, and I knew I needed some help because we started on, this little thing called the internet popped up, and we started selling on eBay. And I'm like, I need some help. So I went to Lisa and I said, hey, what do you think about coming and working with me? And here, what she said, right?
I said, how are we going to eat?
Exactly.
I knew nothing about sports cards. I was not didn't play sports, didn't like sports, just had no knowledge or recognition about it at all. So
the perfect employee.
I left my job and we were on our honeymoon and left my job, came back and have been here ever since. And we were just married 30 years a couple weeks ago. So we've been together over about 32, 33 years we've been together.
And back to your question, I guess I kind of grew up as buying and selling and was more of the ruthless businessman trying to make a buck. And Lisa's kind of lightened me up a little bit. She's kind of become the face of the store, the way she treats customers and kids, and has developed all these relationships. And, when it comes down to it, that's what it's all about. It's just about all the relationships we have in the hobby.
We try to make our store, as you come in, just as you're entering our house, as you would, you welcome anybody into your home. That's it's carried over into our store. We just welcome everybody into our store, which is, part of our home as well.
Yeah, you have a 6,000 square foot house of cards, we like to call it. And, you've had a lot of different events there. You have, the Topps Hobby Rip Nights, but you actually hosted the first ever women's trade night. Give us a little bit of insight to that. I know Kayla came down, and what was the driving force behind that?
Kayla was pretty much the driving force behind that. Earlier last year, there was some negativity in the hobby about women, and we reached out to her not knowing her, and just told her that we, John and myself, that we stand behind her and that we're here to support her and her efforts going forward. And it took her a while to reach back out to us. I just think she wanted to reach out to us the correct way. And she just wanted to make sure, she was sure of herself. And so she reached out and we just kind of started talking. And I think her and I just both were brought up both the same way, had both the insides and, ins and outs about our lives and how we want to treat people and how other people should be treated. As well in the hobby as outside. And we just really connected. And then I met her mom, and just the three of us really connected. And I think she just felt like she wanted to do something with us. And so her and I just collaborated and came up with this idea of doing an all girls trade night. So it was on the way to the National last year that she started it, or had it. Actually, it was 2 years ago, I believe. We wanted to do it last year, but it didn't work out. And then this year it didn't work out as well. I might be off a year. I'm not for sure. But anyway, we really connected, and it really, and then you did it. Greenie Sports did it, and Nash Cards just recently did it. And, I think it's starting to spread, and we just want to do as much as we can for the hobby and women in the hobby as well.
We even had a huge panel.
And I think the whole concept too, I think Lisa might be leaving some stuff out as far as the way she was treated. She came on board in this industry in the early 90s. And if you think women had it rough, in 2026, you should go to a card show in the early to mid 90s as a woman and see how they treat you. And to this day, people still come in and they want to talk to John or Dawson or Matthew. And Lisa's like, I can help you. I know what I'm doing. I mean, a lot of people skirt the women in the hobby, and you have to be careful because, being involved in this all girls trade night and being around all these girls at the National, these are sharp women. I mean, some of them are dealers, some of them are content creators. And I know one of the girls, she was peddling $30,000 to $50,000 cards and had sold a whole pile of them. And I'm thinking, man, I don't even do a lot of that. So that's what we're just trying to do, is get the message out to treat everyone the same. It doesn't matter if it's a woman or a young girl. I mean, even Kayla, she's sharp as a tack. What a great young lady. And she carries around her Zion case, and people just don't think there's anything in there, Well, have her pop it open and she'll show you what she's got. I mean, some of these women and girls, they're packing some heat in those Zion cases. So give them a little respect and treat them like they should be treated.
Well, you both have proven, John and Lisa, that the couple who collects together stays together. So there's a lot of guys in the hobby. They'd be nuts not to welcome the women in and and learn from them and grow with them. And so that being said, not only women, men, young kids, there's a lot of people coming back to the hobby after decades away. What is something that you tell these people? What advice would you give to the girls that are coming in to the hobby so that they can enjoy it and maybe not be taken advantage of, or just collect what they like?
We just normally tell them to collect what they enjoy. I mean, everybody likes different things. There's four main, I call our main four here that work here nonstop, and we all collect different things. So we just try to tell them to find something you like, a lot of girls now, they seem to like the non-sports items, the Disney and all that kind of stuff. But then we have, I can name probably on one hand St. Louis Cardinal collectors that are all girls. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of times we'll have a family come in and it's the reverse of what you would think. The mom and the daughter are digging through the WNBA cards, and the dad and the boy are sitting over on the sofa. We have a little dugout over here. And Lisa will talk to him and say, "Hey, don't you collect?" And we're like, "No, we don't know anything about this stuff. Just our daughter collects." And then we get the reversal. And Lisa could probably tell a story about the family that,
Grace.
Yeah, well, she got everybody into collecting, right?
A little girl just had happened a few years ago. I believe, when was Shohei Ohtani? That would have been
2018.
Okay. She saw him on a video game, and it was just like they were just walking through Walmart, and she just shot, I think it was like the MLB Show video game.
He had some
and
good
she saw
ratings,
him
probably.
on the cover of it, and she just kind of like, her attraction towards it was just like, wow, like that's really cool. But she knew nothing about baseball cards. And then she started talking to her dad about it, and he was like, well, I kind of, back in the day when I was a little kid, collected baseball cards, but not much. And he said, there's a store in town, we should go to it and check the store out. So they came to our store, and she started looking at the Ohtani cards and just started collecting on day one. And now I think that she was 9 years old now. Now she's 13, and she has just an extensive Ohtani collection. And she's not going to sell any of them. She just collects them. So not only did she start collecting, well, Dad kind of got back into collecting, and now they have a little boy, Jackson, that's probably 6 or 7, and they would go to Cardinal games. So now he's collecting Cardinal cards. Well, Mom just kind of always sat on the dugout. Well, then when the Mickey Mouse or Disney cards came out, now Mom's collecting Disney cards. So now you have the whole family in our store on Saturdays collecting. It wasn't just Grace and then Dad. Now it's Grace, Dad, Jackson, and Mom. So, and we try to do that with all of our families. We try to, if a mom comes in with a little boy, we try to talk to them and ask her, hey, did you collect anything when you were a kid? And she might say, well, I collected Garbage Pail Kids. And I'm like, well, there's Garbage Pail Kids now. And then she'll start looking at them. So I think it's just, over the years from what I've seen, it's more family oriented, and it's just fun. It's magical. It's just.
And I think back to the question, it's the importance too of just getting people through the doors of the hobby shop. Like Grace came in with her entire family searching for Ohtani that first time. They come in on a Saturday when the store's hopping and busy, and you see everybody in here having a great time, and they're like, what is happening here? That's what most people that come in for the first time, they say, why is there so many people here? Is kind of what we get. But I think getting them through the front door is a big deal.
It is a big deal. And I remember back when I would go with John to stores back in the day, we would walk in and nobody would really greet us. There was just an old man at the desk or counter sorting his cards, and you just wander around and nobody talks to you, until you're maybe getting ready to leave. And then he'll be like, oh, hi, how are you? It's like, so I just instill that in our employees, and I still have to with John, especially. Like, he'll be working and I'm like, somebody walks in front of your desk, you have to look up and at least say hi. Like, they came to your store. Like, they came in, nobody brought them in. Once they're in, like, you have to talk to them. You have to, not jump all over them, but you have to just say, hi, how are you? what do you collect? And I just think that that is really important. And I think there's still a lot of stores out there today that don't greet you. And I just think that that's huge and very important.
Usually a couple times per day, you'll find one of us 3 boys standing in the corner with our head facing the corner. Lisa puts us in a timeout if we don't help the customers properly.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about the inventory, or the 15 million cards, and not how you got there, but some sort of rationale to have something for everybody, and then the different years and the way that you guys sort them. What was the pivotal moment that you thought this was the direction you were going to go, to have pretty much something for everybody?
Okay, I know John's gonna answer this question, but I just have to throw this in really quick. John is a hoarder. He's a hoarder. He doesn't let go of anything.
What else do I collect besides the baseball cards, though?
Yeah.
You collect everything. You
Okay.
collect Andy Griffith. You collect NASCAR cards that are Indy cars. You collect Charlie's Angels. You collect Brady Bunch. You collect non-sport cards, boxes.
Okay, so that sounds like all awesome stuff, right, guys?
It is, but you're a hoarder. Like, we have
not a hoarder.
closets and closets
I'm
full
a
of
passionate
92
collector.
genres. Like,
A curator.
I'm a curator of millions.
I love it though, but he can answer that question.
So mainly, I think Lisa's kind of right, but back in the day, it just seemed like nobody had anything to do with commons. So, and also, you know, by running a store, if you get any store owner on here, a lot of times it's a take everything deal. You may not want everything, but sometimes you have to clean people's, you know, whole garage out or whatever it is, and people just kind of dump cards in on the deal. So we just figured, you know, maybe we have tons of unsorted cards too. We thought eventually maybe AI would come in. And, you know, we're starting to see these sorting machines for Magic. We're hoping eventually somebody will have one that'll recognize baseball card numbers better. And some of the stuff we have stowed away, we might be able to bring forward. And as we see right now, I mean, a lot of stuff we thought maybe wasn't worth anything, like 90s basketball commons. You know, now you see Fleer metal commons selling for $2 and $3 a card. And so a lot of this stuff we so-called hoarded has become worth quite a bit of money. And my right-hand man, which is our son here, has been digging in the mid-90s basketball boxes. And he just pulled out a Anthony Hardaway card, I think today, that I think he instantly sold it for $600 or $700 this afternoon. So sometimes hoarding can pay off.
My wife thinks I collect a lot of stuff too. I'm gonna tell her I'm nowhere near 15 million cards, so I got that going for me. You guys, you've provided
has gone up because we haven't counted in a couple of years. So
pushing 20.
I'm sure it's more than that now.
You guys have provided.
We are at max capacity right now, I do believe.
You have to move into a 10,000 square foot store, but that's a whole
The boss
program.
won't let us. The boys have already. We've had that roundtable discussion about a monster place where we would actually have a little more working area, and the boss said no. We have to start maybe getting rid of some of this stuff. So we're kind of putting our heads together, deciding what maybe we need to pull the plug on. So we do sell bulk common boxes and different things like that. So we're trying to move a lot of those out,
But
and
go
we
back
have
to John's hoarding.
we have to
he's
nitpick the years.
having a hard time selling it
Mhm.
and getting rid of it.
As soon as I clear out $500,000 of something, then the sorting machine's going to come right around the corner, and we could have had them sorted in 8 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna want those cards back.
Put them back in. So you guys have provided terrific insight already on welcoming the female contingent into the hobby, about welcoming just people in general into the hobby spaces and hobby shops. What else would you recommend if you could wave that magic wand? What does the hobby need more of to keep the community strong?
Well, I think the hobby could use a lot more of maybe people just getting out into their communities. I'm on our local chamber board, and we'll do different events and things. And we might set up a little stand at a lot of these little events and have packs of cards to pass out to people just to kind of show people how much fun it is. And we'll set up a little display, a lot of educational stuff. I see a lot of stuff online of, people going to ballparks, and we would do that a lot too. We would be at our local little league diamonds and things like that, and just randomly pass out cards to kids. So I just think the more people are, out on the street and out in their communities. One big thing we do here is we started a downtown trick or treat. I never was a big fan of people trick or treating at night. So we do a Saturday trick or treat, and it's during the day. All the kids can see all the other kids' costumes. It's grown into this monumental event where thousands and thousands start lining up at our store like an hour beforehand, because we're known to have Pokemon and baseball trading card packs. So I remember last year, she's like, "What time is it?" And she thought we were running late, but it was actually an hour beforehand. And we went out our front door, and there was a line, like literally as far as you could see down the street, of people lining up. And I know they were lining up probably for those trading card packs, because word gets around. And it could be Lisa's Jumbo Reese's Peanut Butter Cups too. Those seem to hit pretty hard.
But we are very lucky. We have a phenomenal downtown district. So all the businesses participate, and our chamber also chips in to help buy candy, because it has grown so big, just to offset some of the cost. So there's probably about 24 different stores, or up to 30 stores, that participate. And then the kids just go from business to business for 2 hours, usually the Saturday before trick or treat. And it's just so cool to watch all the other little kids. If you go at night, they can't really see each other. So it's just so cool to see how they each look at each other, and, how much fun they have. And it's amazing, because over the years, the kids are so polite and thankful. So they really enjoy it. So I would definitely, if you're, I would recommend, if you're in a community or an area where you have a store and you have other businesses, even if you only have 5 businesses, just have a hour-long trick or treat where they can go around the block during the day, because it is really cool and a lot of fun. Another thing I do, I carry packs. I've done this for years. I carry packs of tops with me wherever I go, and I put our business, our logo. I have a little sticker of our logo on the pack, and I carry them in my purse. I carry them in the car. When we travel, I carry them on my travel bag. If we're on the airplane, John and I usually set up towards the front, and when kids get on, I pass out trading cards to them. And then I also carry a flyer if nobody knows who we are, or if they have questions about our store. But I think that's huge too, just getting more kids and people into the hobby. We went to the ice cream shop the other night, and there was a little kid getting ice cream behind us. And I asked him if he plays baseball or basketball, or if he likes sports. And he said, yes. And I said, have you ever opened a pack of trading cards? And he said, no. And so I went instantly to the car and grabbed 2 packs of Topps baseball cards and gave them to him. So, just even little things like that to get more kids involved in the community and of collecting, I think, is huge.
And I know you guys are more in the social media world than we are. I mean, we are basically store owners that grind it all day, every day. So I would say too, maybe there's not enough content out there like that's just actual reality. It's all breaking and $1 million cards and this and that. And this guy pulled a red Otani out of 5 and it sold for $1 billion and he's got it hanging around his neck. There's just not enough story time about what about the little kid who carries around his Albert Pujols binder and loves to collect cards. And let me show you something. This is what I'm talking about. I got this in the mail today, a little letter from a guy in California that knows I collect Jacob Berry cards.
Wow.
Jacob came to our store one year, and I thought, hell, he visited our store. I'm going to collect him. I've been collecting him for 3 years. He just sends me this card. A guy came in yesterday, and Lisa got this letter from a little girl. She couldn't come with her dad. They come every week. She had to get tubes put in her ears. So she said sorry she couldn't make it. She sent Lisa a box of goodies with
There's a
Jazz
huge
Chisholm.
box full of cards.
Lisa collects Jazz Chisholm cards. She literally sent her a graded Jazz Chisholm and some other Jazz Chisholm. That's what the hobby's all about. You don't see stuff like that. You know, those are the stories I want to see. I really don't give a shit if someone pulls $1 million Ohtani. I really don't.
No, but if it comes from your store and it makes somebody happy, all the better to them. Because
Right.
somebody does have to hit them, so might as well be in your store and make somebody happy in there.
I hope you hit one, Greenie.
I promise you I won't, because I don't open packs of cards. So that will not happen to me. But I may buy one day from somebody that hits one at your store. So
I'm
that'll
not
work.
going to hit one either because we don't open packs. So
Not very much. We have boxes set aside that we've had piled up for 10 years, and we just don't ever seem to find the time to rip them. Maybe we're going to have a Rip-a-Palooza someday.
I
I'll
did
be
buy a
there.
box before we went to the National. We stopped at Jim and Steve's in Gurney to see his store. And I love the political boxes. I know we're not supposed to talk politics, so I won't go on either side, but I love the decision boxes. So I did buy a box at his store, and I still haven't opened it yet, but those are
One day.
boxes that I open.
Well, listen, you guys have become a destination shop. I know people come from really all over the country and travel there. And I appreciate seeing the stories. We see all the posts that you guys make. Tell everybody exactly where the store is, where they can find you, and where they can find you on social media.
So we are located in downtown Effingham, Illinois. On the interstate, you can find us. We are where I-57 and 70 intersect.
Right in the middle. And it's baseballcardconnection.com. That's the easiest place to go. That'll link you up with all of our social media. We're Baseball Card Connection on eBay. Baseballcardconnection.com will take you to our eBay store also. And there's a lot of links on the main page with all of the videos. Different social media content creators have come and filmed. Tops has filmed here. Mojo Sports, we call Jay our son. He likes to hang out here and make videos. So yeah, all of that stuff. You can watch all of our videos by just visiting our website.
Fantastic stuff, guys. We really appreciate it. Lisa and John, thank you very much for joining us. And the next time I'm through there on I-70, I'll be knocking on the door. Whether you're open or not, I will knock on your door.
We are here all the time. The back door buzzer is yours.
Perfect.
Hit the buzzer. You can come right on. You can come and sleep in that card room with all that hoarder's cards stacked around you.
I can smell them. I get it.
You wouldn't go to sleep. Trust me. You would not go to sleep. You would be digging in boxes all night long. It's a treasure hunt up there in the breakdown room.
Listen, thank you very much.
Terrific.
We appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll come back.
Yep.
Take
See
care.
you soon.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Greenie, we're on the beautiful shores of Lake Erie here with the sun literally setting. So,
hey, listen, we don't get
it
sun
is time.
for very much longer.
Yeah, that's true. We'll take it. We'll take it. So our time is short here. We're up against the hour. Our thanks, really big thanks to Jon and Lisa Schafer from Baseball Card Connection joining us this evening. Our thanks to Joe Wysmierski, our resident hobby insider. Thanks to Pat, the producer on the board, sitting in for Haley this evening. We appreciate that. Thank you to Big Play. That's why the Big Play Collectibles Network is here, to tell those stories that go beyond just those big booming hits. So we will continue to do that every Tuesday. Greenie, thank you for letting us do this as the namesake, and may the cards forever be in your favor.
See you next time.